Legal thing to do in the United States of America.
Dana, let's don't freeze frame adjudicate this now. He was there for a reason, and that reason was to impede law enforcement to the point.
What evidence do you have of that?
And here's a good point, Dana, is the fact that de-escalation techniques were utilized during this action. Those de-escalation techniques, whether it was physically trying to remove them from...
Wait, stop. You need to look at the hands in this frame. While this nurse is pinned by 5 agents, watch the guy in the gray jacket. He reaches in, empty-handed, and pulls out a weapon. This is the exact moment that changed everything in Minneapolis.
In the scene. He was in the scene actively impeding and assaulting law enforcement to the point.
But that's not illegal. He wasn't
Dana,
impeding it. He was filming it, which is a legal thing to do in the United States of America.
Dana, let's don't freeze frame adjudicate this now. He was there for a reason, and that reason...
Look at the tension here. This isn't a standard arrest. You can see Alex Pretti, the guy in the center, actually filming with his phone in his right hand. People on the ground are saying he was just trying to help a woman who got pushed down. But then look at the transition. The chemical agents come out, and the situation instantly turns into a pile-on. It's hard to watch because you know he's a VA nurse who spends his days saving lives, but in this moment, he's being treated like a high-level threat. Notice how many agents are focusing on just one man who was initially just holding a phone.
Physically trying to remove them from that law enforcement scene, that active law enforcement scene in which law enforcement were going after a violent illegal alien, or the use of pepper spray, which is another de-escalation technique. Those techniques did not work. Officers always try to use the minimum amount of force necessary to either effect an arrest, which in this case was more than likely 18 U.S.C. 111, assault on a federal officer, or
Where did he assault a federal officer in any of the video that you have seen? Because it looked to us from every angle, sir, that he was approached by them when he was helping another individual who was pushed.
This is the most controversial part of the entire tape. The federal account says Pretti brandished a weapon, but state officials and the New York Times are pointing out that the shout of "he has a gun" didn't even happen until 8 seconds after he was already pinned to the ground. If you watch closely, his arms are trapped. It raises a massive question. If he had a permit to carry, when exactly did that weapon become a threat? The local police chief confirmed he was a lawful owner. This scuffle on the snow is now the center of a massive legal war between the state of Minnesota and the feds.
Trump, what is the plan? What do we need to do to get these federal agents out of our state? You thought fear, violence, and chaos is what you wanted from us, and you clearly underestimated the people of this state and nation. We are tired, but we're resolved. We're peaceful, but we'll never forget. We're angry, but we won't give up hope. And above all else, we are clearly unified. If it was the intention of Donald Trump to make an example of Minnesota, then I'm damn proud of the example that the world's seeing. We believe in law and order in this state, we believe in peace, and we believe that Donald Trump needs to pull these 3,000 untrained agents out of Minnesota before they kill another person, and we're up here telling another story of a Minnesotan just trying to live their life without the interference.
You don't often see a governor go this hard against the federal government. Tim Walz isn't just asking for an investigation, he's calling it a federal occupation. Listen to his voice. He's genuinely angry. He's calling the DHS account nonsense and lies. This is a huge shift. He's basically telling the president to pull 3,000 agents out of his state before someone else gets killed. It's a complete breakdown of cooperation between local and federal law enforcement. When the governor and the attorney general start filing restraining orders against ICE, you know the system is broken.
I just want to be clear about something. Alex Pretti and Renee Good are not the best example when you're talking about exercising your First Amendment right and your freedom to protest, okay? These are individuals who are not doing things in accordance with the law. Okay, blocking traffic is against the law. Not complying with orders is against the law. Getting in the middle of an active arrest or law enforcement operation is against the law. And when you put yourself in those positions, the outcomes are not going to be positive. It's a net negative. And for the governor to get up there and he still refuses to tell his people, hey, listen, we could protest. We can push back against ICE, but what you're not going to do is get in their face, get in the way, because we can't protect you if they decide to shoot you. You'd think he'd have enough intelligence to say that, right? You would think.
This is the part that breaks your heart. This is the real Alex Pretti. Before he was a suspect on a viral video, he was the guy giving a final salute to veterans at the VA hospital. Look at the respect he shows here. His colleagues described him as the class clown who lightened the mood in the ICU. It's such a stark contrast to the way he was portrayed by the administration later that day. It's a reminder that behind every one of these headlines, there's a human being with a story that doesn't always fit the official narrative.
Hey, yo, America, understand this. I'm a black man in America, right? I walk around with a 19 on my hip, a SIG in my glove compartment, and an AR-15 in my 2020 Honda Accord daily, right? And you know what I don't do with those things? I don't go and impede law enforcement carrying out their duties. You know what I do? I mind my business. That's all I do. I go out there, I drink water, I get money, and I mind my business. You know my favorite saying, right? And for some reason, I'm able to survive. Every single day, I'm able to come home, run my kids a bath, tuck them in.
Now check out this perspective from the street. He's a legal gun owner too, but he's talking about the common sense of the situation. His point is simple. Even if you have the right to carry, getting in the face of federal agents during an operation is an extreme risk. He's talking about surviving the day to get home to his kids. It's a grounded take that cuts through the political noise. He isn't saying the shooting was right, but he's highlighting the brutal reality of what happens when you interfere in a high-stakes federal zone. It's a mind-your-business philosophy versus First Amendment witness activism. This is a developing situation that's tearing the city apart. What do you think? Should the feds pull out, or is this metro surge necessary? Drop a comment below and let's talk.